Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Good morning, teacher leaders. Thank you for attending our first Facebook Live series we call Tipanan or Talk, Engage, Act series. It is supposedly a national conference series to be held in Dumaguete, but it was canceled, and so we migrated to an online session, and this is the first of many series that will happen from here up to June maybe. And so this is organized by fellows of the International Leaders in Education program, what we call the Fulbright Distinguished Award for International Teachers. They are fellows who are granted scholarship and teacher leadership experiences in the U.S. By the U.S. State Department, and it was run by International Research and Exchanges Board. Here in the Philippines, it is run and managed by Fulbright Philippines, or what we call PAF before. So, I am Awi Hibanada. You can call me Teacher Awi. And just like most of you, I spent many years as a teacher in the classroom until now. So I'm an educator, and I spent my best years in the public school, teaching 17 years in the public high school at Pedro E. Diaz High School in Alabang. So hello to my former students who are now teachers and who are taking a lead in the educational landscape and our educational system. Thank you very much for answering the call to become teachers and to become teacher leaders. Spent also some years as education supervisor in the division, but currently I came back to teaching in the classroom at the Philippine Normal University, the National Center for Excellence in Teacher Education. Just like all of you, I am working from home, and so as a way to give back, we thought of going online as our national conference is maybe postponed or canceled for now because of the enhanced quarantine. So, right now we will talk about teacher leadership in time of pandemic. So, teacher leadership. And as you see, I have my tea because it's Tipanan. So, I hope you're also sipping your tea or your coffee. So, enjoy this morning as a learning experience with me. Okay. So what is the current context? What's our context right now? What's happening in the world? And so the World Health Organization already declared this situation as a pandemic. And I asked my students what they feel in this kind of situation. As you see, pandemic is a crisis where schools are closed. We are on a quarantine. In other countries, it's called stay home or circuit breaker or lockdown. But we are definitely confined in the walls of our home. We are now, at least until May 15, we still be, that's the new normal for us, to be staying at home. So, but always remember that for every crisis, there's an opportunity to be creative and to innovate. But let's first see how my students look at this pandemic. So these are the words I gathered using the Mentimeter. I used the Mentimeter, and my students, 14 students who had access to the internet and answered. And so the words hopeful, worried, bored, some feel blessed, but most words that are gathered by Mentimeter as per response of the individual students would say they're scared or they are tired or frustrated and they have limited access, they feel imprisoned. So these are what we are feeling, and we are not used to this because we have been exposed to our normal before, where we go out and we go to the school, all those things, no? But what has this pandemic exposed about our normal, the way we do things before? Number one, it exposed that we have always relied on school. You see, school for a teacher like me or for a student would be a place where you feel safe. I mean, buong teaching life natin, no? Mula noon hanggang nung March 10 or nung March 15, nasa classroom tayo, dun yung gamit natin. It's a second home for us, no? And school is our comfort zone, but the school is closed. And the social distancing, those closing of schools have already created that kind of disconnection and created anxiety and stress among our students and among us, no? And because of that loss of structure, we are at a loss. Second, this pandemic exposed about our normal that there's a big digital divide. That technology, we realize that technology is not just a privilege, but it is a right, because the gap between those who can afford, those who can access, those who have laptops and other gadgets have been exposed, and there are students who are lagging behind because they have no access and they don't have cell phone or any technological gadgets to use as they learn from home. So it exposed our digital divide. There is a big gap, and the poor may not be able to cope up with the demands of digital learning or homeschooling. Okay, so we have to ask also the effect of this kind of divide among our students, if it exposed the poorest of the poor, right? So maybe just like what we did in our university, we asked the students who among them have actually access to the internet, or they have gadgets like laptops or cell phones. So number 3 is teacher preparedness. Well, or unpreparedness. Are we prepared to become teachers, teaching from home or teaching remote or a different mode of learning rather than face-to-face? Okay? And so the third na nga ba to? Or the fourth, sorry, is that it exposed us that Maslow should come before Krathwohl or Bloom. Right? We have to also ensure that our students are provided the basic needs, the needs for survival before they can access our kind of education right now, our online education. No? How are they coping? Naghihintay ba ng ayuda or may kinakain pa ba? Those things, no? And these are realities that we have to face as teachers. Our students, most of our students are, well, not from very well-off families, so they need support. What about students' competence? What about students' competence? No? Our students um, given the chance to apply what they have learned in the classroom, or what they can actually learn from home, diba? And then you will see that the competence of our students, those what they learn from the school, are just like me, I am a parent, so I'm actually looking at how my girls learned from school and what skills they are applying in the home, as I am their guide and facilitator of learning while they are in the home and learning from home. So, ano ba yung natutunan ng mga anak natin na masasabi natin na, ito yung life skills, ito yung nakuha nilang lifelong learning. What about growth mindset or grit, or do they have the capacity to learn independently? What about doing housework or household chores? What about computational competence or technical skills, or using the apps that we want them to use as teachers? Last, this pandemic's exposed us about the strength of the support systems that we have. Do we really have the support of the local government, or, well, these days more than ever that we have to show our bayanihan for our little ones and Juanas. It's not to belittle the efforts that we do in fighting the pandemic, but also we want to give that equal opportunity to be supported, our students to be supported. So they have to maximize also that kind of support that we can give them as we are transitioning to the new normal. And so, who will stand in the gap right now? Who will stand in the gap? Of course, you. You. Yes, you are. You are the teacher leader. So, we'd ask, ba't ako? Ba't ako? Well, hindi ka naman paniki. So, ikaw yon, no? Ikaw yon. We need you, teacher leader. Ikaw po yon. Ikaw yung teacher leader. Sabihin mo sa sarili mo, ako ay isang teacher leader. Diba? How to be a teacher leader at this time? How to be one who becomes a teacher leader? So we have to know that to be a teacher leader, you have to be a teacher. You have to teach in the classroom. You have to be an educator. Also, you have to have students. And you have to lead at some way your students and your co-teacher or your community. One important framework that I want you to learn is about how York, Barr, and Duke in 2004 defined teacher leadership. It is the process by which teachers individually or collectively influence their colleagues, principals, and other members of school communities to impose improvements or to think about improvements in teaching and learning practices with the aim of increasing student learning and achievement. Well, according to Danielson, it's about set of skills demonstrated by teachers who continue to teach but also have an influence that extends beyond the classroom to other students, to other teachers within their own school or elsewhere. It entails mobilizing, energizing others with the goal of improving the school performance of its critical responsibilities related to teaching and learning and student achievement. And so, from my research, we call teacher leadership, and we define it as leading from the classroom but extend beyond the usual duties of being a teacher. It also entails you have to be critically reflective in your own practice. You have to have authentic learning as a teacher, and you have to create an impact to your social and professional context. Well, at most, teacher leadership is a growth process and a journey towards continuous learning. And so, you have to be a teacher at this time. And we call that teachership. How to be a teacher leader, no? You have to have that kind of teachership. And so, this is my favorite no quote from Florentino Hornedo, a national artist. Sinabi niya, when persons with the same inspirations and similar concerns get together and stand by a window looking in the same direction, there is a chance that they would see the same language, same sky, same star, and share the same light. And these are teachership. These are the teachers who love, love, love. Who do you love? Whom do you love? You love your students. And, you know, some equate passion over and love. And I say passion is like pass it on, pass the iron. Passion, pass the iron. Or the iron is a charged particle where there's energy, maybe positively or negatively charged. And so, how do we keep the fire burning? How do we keep that passion of teaching? Ngayon, nasa quarantine ka. Ngayon, you have to survive. Ngayon, nasa loob ka ng tahanan mo, nasa bahay ka lang. So, how do you become a teacher leader? And so, in our teachership, the Fulbright Die stories, our beliefs, our self-motivation, guided by passion and purpose of being a teacher becomes the fire that sustains us on a reflective and recursive journey towards teacherhood. Okay? So, the ILEF, sali kayo dito, no? Marami pang slot for the next year to travel to the US and have that experience. But how? How do you want to become a teacher leader? Ano ba yung dapat gawin? So, may I discuss to you, propose to you, or suggest to you the 5 C's of teacher leadership. Okay? So, number 1, you have to keep calm. You have to keep calm. You have to be someone who is a picture of a calm person. Don't stress yourself with so much work because you have to juggle work from home or being a mom or being a father or just being inside the home. No? Nakaka-stress naman kasi talaga yung di ka makalabas, no? Sa loob ng 50 days or even more than that. So, just be calm and just go with the flow. Go with the flow. Okay? And then, number 2, C is to construct new modes of learning. What's the new normal right now? I won't specifically discuss different norms and modes of learning in the new normal because there will be other experts who will actually discuss to you and share to you different modes of learning. But we have to construct. As a teacher, you have to find out what suits you best, what's that best pedagogy that you can use, but most especially what suits the context of your learners, of your students, of your community. So, kailangan iangkop mo yung pedagogy mo, yung pagtuturo mo, yung mode of teaching sa mode of learning na pwedeng gawin o maggagawa ng mga estudyante mo. So, importante yon. But the most important thing is that we have to construct. We have to reconstruct. We are in a constructive mode of learning. This is a learning curve for every one of us. We have to learn something new in this crisis. We have to forge the new normal. And you know, minsan naisip ko si Regine, ang tagal niya na dito sa show business. Bakit hanggang ngayon, no? Si Regine gusto pa rin natin, no? By the way, she raised so much during the last online concert that she had. Kasi she kept on reinventing herself. So we have to reinvent our kind of teaching to be in with the times, no? Because if you don't change, you will become extinct. And you know, when you become extinct, you will be fossilized. And we don't want teacher leaders to be like that. And as a teacher leader, you have to become the leader of the band. Ikaw yung batang bibo na magsasabi, yung bibe na magsasabi sa mga kasamahan mo, etong magandang idea, gawin natin to. And you will share that among your colleagues and learn together with them. But the most important activity that you will do is that you construct new modes of learning. You will find out, like a scientist, no? Dapat meron tayong ganong klase ng pananaw. This doctors that we have, I really appreciate them. Lahat, no, they work overtime just to find out, because this is very the coronavirus is new, the COVID-19 is new, so they keep on researching about it. And teachers, that's the challenge for us. How do we research? How do we look into new modes of learning that we can use in a context of our students' mode of learning? That's the new normal. Okay, number 3, care and compassion. Una, sinabi natin, the context is that there is a great divide among those who can and those who cannot, those who have and those who have not. It's important we also have care and compassion among our students. We have to mind that gap. We have to support our students, how we can actually give support to them. No? Before craft wall, before creation, we have to adhere, we have to provide Maslow first. Maslow before Bloom. That's important. So the care and the compassion should always be there. We have been doing that in the classroom. We can still do that as we work from home, and we can do that as we teach them online. Being that kind of compassionate teacher who minds the gap and gives support among our students. Okay? So, next is collaborate. You have to collaborate. You have to connect. No? As ironic as it seems, you have to connect in a socially distant world. You have to connect with each other. This is a kind of an activity where we want to connect with you. We want to give you a sort of connection that we are in this together. And so in your own community, in your own school, we want you to give support among your peers, among your colleagues, support each other, collaborate, even online. You can collaborate, you can use many platforms, you can meet using Google Hangout or Google Meet, you can use Facebook Messenger, or you can use Zoom, many apps that you can use actually in collaborating with each other. So the best thing to do is to collaborate, to think about it together, and you look at the same direction, at the same sky, and speak the same language, that the backdrop is your student. The backdrop. That we want our students to learn even though this is happening. That kind of collaboration, that kind of a journey together. And you will lead it. You will lead it. You will initiate those kinds of meetings. So you have to connect even though we are physically distant from each other. Physical distance should not be an excuse to at least connect online, no? At least connect online. Next is to learn continuously. Continuously learn. You have to learn together. You have to open your mind. You have to be open-minded. Ang tanong, open-minded ka ba? You have to be open-minded to this new normal. So you have to attend online meetings, webinars, read. I'm okay. I also watch K-drama, but I don't spend too much time in it because I have to read a book, either on a tablet or a book, physical book, printed, but also learn to have that kind of schedule where you will attend class online. There are so many courses that are being offered by Harvard, by different universities in the US and in the Philippines, where you can just spend 1 hour a day and attend a class so that you will continuously learn, especially that this kind of an environment, we are all new to this. We are used to face-to-face, but still we have to initiate within ourselves and initiate personal initiation for you, personal initiative for you to learn some more. If you don't have enough know-how in technology, you can actually access many YouTube tutorials that you can use, and well, you can access so many new knowledge, no, in the internet and in different sites. So the most important thing is that you continuously learn, and you make that a habit to learn something new every day, to discover something new, to add on to your knowledge every day. So there are so many flexible learning spaces. You can actually apply this to your class. You can use modules where you can spend time reading and then answering some questions in the modules. You can use radio. We still have to explore things, how we can do this. Maybe explore how you can use TikTok to engage our learners, no? Dapat yung mga apps natin in teaching should not be boring, but they have to be as interactive as TikTok. I'm not a TikToker, so maybe sa mga susunod na panahon, I can actually look into it. Okay, so we can read books. What else? We can also use the television channels. You can do channels in YouTube. The community is a source of learning, and there are online platforms. What am I talking about is that it should be a multi-model learning. It should not be just online, because we have students who have not yet bought any gadgets, or maybe they don't have money, and so we want to actually use this platform to our LGUs. Maybe you can provide for our students tablets or gadgets that they can use as we usher into the new normal of learning. Okay, so you can start with this. It's a book that I will upload in the Teacher Leader page, and it's a monogram written and printed by UNESCO, and it's something it discusses about thinking about pedagogy in an unfolding pandemic. So it's something that you can actually read and learn to think about and reflect on what kind of pedagogy are we going to use in this unfolding pandemic that we are experiencing. And so the essential question now, why are we all here? Bakit tayo nandito? Bakit nakikinig ka pa sa akin? Maraming salamat. You stay. Why are we all here? Bakit ako nandito pa? Bakit nagtuturo pa rin ako? By the way, this is my 26th year of teaching. Bakit? Why are we all here? Because we are all mad here. We are all mad. We are making a difference. Okay? We are all making a difference. We are all making a difference. We are all mad. So, as we are making a difference, I would like you to choose, no? To become good at your craft, to become better every day, to look into what you can do best, and i-flourish mo yon, galingan mo, maging bibo ka para dyan. Find that signature pedagogy that you have. Piliin mo maging mahusay. Piliin mo rin maging mabuti. At piliin mo, lalo na sa panahon ngayon, na maging magpasalamat ka. No? Let us be thankful that we are still here, and that we are still alive, and that we can teach even online. We have to be better right now and not bitter. We don't want anyone to be embittered by this situation, no? But we can become better. We come out as a better person after this pandemic. When this will end, nobody knows, but God is in control, and He knows our future. He holds our future. And I think that's it. Thank you very much. And maraming salamat, teacher leaders. Please use the hashtag teacher leaders. #ILEFFDAITPanan. Hashtag #ILEFFDAITPanan. And also hashtag mabuti muna bago maging magaling. At thankful. Hashtag thankful. Maraming salamat po. At please follow us on Facebook, our page, Teacher Leader, and you'll be given a certificate if you will post in it, or any questions that you have. I'm very willing to answer it to you, whether by PM. You can PM me at Awi Raton Hibanada. You can also like my page, We Love Mom Awi, or you can actually follow me in IG at Teacher Awi Talks. And thank you for bearing it with me today. Maraming salamat sa pakikinig. Thank you very much. Shout out to my best friend who is also in quarantine, Odipas Benitez. I know you are watching, and baka magtampo ka pag di ko sinabi yung pangalan mo. So, good morning to everyone, and thank you for listening.